Today we're going to show you how to self-install an Audubon Lifestyles Sustainable Landscapes Fertigation System. The system that we're going to use in this demonstration is the Audubon Lifestyles L200A Fertigation System, designed for landscapes as small as 1/4 acre and as large as 2 acres. This makes it the ideal solution for most residential properties. There are 2 other Audubon Lifestyle Fertigation Systems available for larger landscapes, the L200B for properties between 2 and 4 acres, and the L200C for properties between 4 and 8 acres. All 3 systems provide increased nutrient absorption by turf and plants, reduced fertilizer and chemical use needed to sustain the landscape, reduced leaching of unused fertilizer and nutrients into groundwater and other water sources, and increased water and energy conservation. All of this results in big financial savings while enhancing the environmental performance of a landscape and providing a better, healthier, and safer alternative to applying fertilizer products, which include organic and synthetic fertilizers to a landscape. An Audubon Lifestyles Fertigation System is ideal for any type of landscape. This includes residential, commercial, and municipal settings, and will work perfectly for your home lawn or for a homeowners association looking for an environmentally and economically friendly solution for neighborhood common areas. The system is also ideal for business storefront locations, business complexes or campuses, or for resorts and hotels. In the municipal setting, government building locations, community parks, and sport fields also greatly benefit from having an Audubon Lifestyles fertigation system installed. So, let's begin the install demonstration of the Audubon Lifestyles L200A fertigation system. This particular unit is being installed on a residence with a landscape that is roughly 1/4 acre. The irrigation system has 2 zones, one for the front yard and one for the backyard. Let's begin. We'll start first by mounting the fertigation system enclosure. In this demonstration, we are using 4 cement-grade anchor screws and drilling them directly onto the side of the home. There are 4 eye holes, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom of the system enclosure. Hold the enclosure up to the location where you would like for it to be installed, and with a felt tip marker, mark the 4 locations of the eye holes. You can then use those marked points to accurately drill the anchor screw locations. For this demonstration, we decided to mount the enclosure at eye level, directly next to the irrigation controller. However, the system can be mounted at any height, and in some instances it may be preferred to install it closer to the ground. The next step is to install the PVC saddle clamp that serves as the injection source location for the fertigation system. Select a location in the irrigation line that is after the main shutoff valve, after the backflow preventer, and before the zones get separated. In our demonstration, that gave us only one location where we could properly install the saddle clamp. Begin first by cleaning the desired pipe location with a light grade sandpaper to remove any old glue, dirt, or grime that may have built up over time. Next, clean the saddle clamp and the main pipe with a commercial grade PVC pipe primer. PVC primer is typically purple. Before you mount the saddle clamp, make sure that you have enough pipe clearance for the fertigation injector valve. The injector valve is equipped with a ball and spring backflow valve and is roughly 2 inches in length. Spread PVC cement on the inside of the saddle clamp and also on the main pipe. Snap the clamp onto the main pipe and slide back and forth to ensure that the glue is evenly dispersed. Lastly, install the metal pipe clamps onto the top and bottom of the saddle clamp and screw them on until they are snug. Ideally, you would then allow the glue to set for 24 hours. After the glue is properly dried, we can begin the install process of the injector valve. Before drilling, ensure that the main water shutoff is in the closed position, and then with a 1/4-inch drill bit, begin drilling a hole towards the center of the saddle clamp opening. Be careful when drilling to ensure that you do not drill through the other side of the main line. The injector valve is equipped with an O-ring, therefore no Teflon or adhesive is required for installation. Simply screw the valve onto place and lightly tighten with a wrench. It's now time to make the first tube end connection. This same process will be generally repeated another 3 times during the completed install process of the system. To begin this step, slide the end nut under the tube, followed by a spacer, ensuring that roughly 1/2 inch of tube remains. Next, install the tube barb onto the end of the tube and push the spacer down toward the barb until it's snug. Lastly, install the nut and hand tighten onto the injector valve. Never use a wrench to tighten these connections as it could damage the valves. Cut the tube to an appropriate length so that it runs through the injector valve and through the hole located on the right side of the system enclosure. Repeat the tube end fitting process and hand screw onto the top of the fertigation pump. The top fitting is the outflow for the system. Next, we are going to connect the inflow section of the fertigation system. The inflow connects to the system pump on the bottom, runs through a hole on the left-hand side of the enclosure, and runs down to a well where the fertilizer is stored. Repeat the tube end fitting process and hand screw to the system pump located on the bottom. There are many options available for use as a fertilizer well. For our small system, we decided to purchase a 3-gallon pail with a lid and drilled a 3/8" hole on top, inserted a rubber grommet, and fed the tubing down through the hole. This ensured a nice watertight fit for the well. Lastly, we repeated the tube end fitting process that we've done before and installed the foot valve. The foot valve is essentially a check valve that ensures that a continuous suction within the pump exists and rests at the bottom of the fertilizer well. The last step in the install process is to connect the control wire from the fertigation pump to the irrigation controller. Start first by measuring and cutting a section of the conduit. Next, measure and cut a section of control wire and then thread it through the conduit line. Remove the cap from the bottom right of the system enclosure and slide it over the outside of the conduit so that roughly 1/2 inch of the conduit shows. Thread the control wire through the hole and then hand tighten the conduit onto the enclosure. Repeat this same process at the other end with the irrigation controller. We are now ready to connect the control wire to the pump. Simply connect the black wire to the black side and the white wire to the white side of the terminal block. Use a slotted screwdriver to clamp down on the bare end of the 2 wires and return the terminal block back into the enclosure when done. From the fertigation pump to the irrigation controller, now we're going to connect the white wire of the control wire to the junction labeled common and the black wire to the junction labeled pump in the irrigation controller. Irrigation controllers can vary in design, and you may need to refer to your specific controller's manual in order to make the connection properly. We have now completed all the steps of the installation process. We've connected the inflow of the fertigation pump to the fertigation well, and we've connected the outflow of the fertigation pump to the injector valve on the main line. In our next video, we'll show you how to properly adjust and use the Audubon Lifestyles Fertigation System. Video production made possible by the Dodson Group, Turf Feeding Systems, and Green World Path. For more information, visit us online at www.audubonlifestyles.org.